Happy Wednesday, happy hump day.
Yeah.
So,
Um, yeah. Well, okay, cool. Well, if this is your first time joining for Weekly Wednesday, this is when we just chat about all the new stuff that we released in Jellypod and everything that's coming up. With a lot of stuff to talk about. I know last week was pretty exciting too. I just got out some fixes based on last week's feedback and things, and so there's some improvements. So I know we have if you're always a listener here, we have some cool stuff to share.
yeah, for sure. It's coming along. We made a major change. Not, I mean, yeah, I guess you could say it's a major change in terms of, how you approach Jellypod, and we'll talk about it again this week. But yeah, really interested to see how you guys are liking it. For the folks, the regulars, hey, I see Noel's in the chat. Hey, how's it going? Would be curious to see like how you compared this new flow with the older one, because you guys have been around, so you're used to the way we used to create episodes and stuff. So let us know what's good, what's bad. You know.
Totally. Yeah, it's been fun because via email and like our feedback chat, overall it seems like pretty happy, positive um, feedback. And there's some cool stuff I just released. Like we just got out right before this call, so we'll go over that. But yeah, Noel and anyone else in the chat, um, love the feedback. Say hi. And yeah, so the first thing I wanted to talk about before we even get into the new like agent UI here is we have changed credit-based billing for the better for all of our users. Um, so now you can iterate on your podcast to perfection without worrying about consuming credits until you publish or until you download the episode. So this is a major change,
Yeah, yeah.
fundamentally adjusts how you think about creating on Jellypod. And this comes from feedback from all of you because, creation is an iterative process. Our goal is to help you create the best thing. And if you're worried about the trade-off between creating something great and cost, it's a burden and it becomes, not as fun. So starting today, you can now create and iterate on your podcast episodes and generate audio without consuming credits. You only consume credits when you download or you publish your episode. So that final result and the credit consumption cost stays the same.
Yeah, I know. This is a risky gambit from us, so, but at the same time, I think this is um, a great, I think it's a step in the right direction because, yeah, I mean, I know it, I feel it myself. Like, every time if you want to regenerate audio, you don't want to think about, oh, how much is this going to cost me? Yeah, I think it interrupts the creativity flow. So now you guys can just not worry about that,
Right.
and really edit as much as you want, and hopefully it'll lead to less stress on your end and better quality podcasts.
Right. Totally. I think it should be pretty cool. And yeah, so that's like the first thing. Any comments on that from anybody? Like if you've taken a look at it yet, let us know. But yeah, um, sweet. Okay, some other stuff. So um, previously, what we had to do, maybe it just makes sense to show
Hmm.
this. Let me just share my screen because there's a lot of cool stuff that we released, and I'll send an email actually out. This will be we had some new notification settings that we added. So if you want to check out like the notifications that you get from us, just go to the your settings here. So we'll be improving our our feedback loop here. Um, but yeah, so this is like the familiar. Oh, sorry. I look at Knowles. the first time you download, publish, or every time? So every time. So hopefully you're only publishing one episode once. If you have to go back and unpublish it, and you have to make adjustments, you'll have to, credits will get consumed again. On the download side right now, if you re-download, if you download, you make a change, you download again, credits are going to be consumed both times. But that's going to change, hopefully in the near future, where we'll save previous downloads. So if you download once and you just want to download it again for any reason, previous downloads will be saved. But yes, so we're adjusting away from the iterative process, and so only when you're done and you think, hey, this thing's perfect, then the credits will be consumed. Yeah. So this is overly like beneficial for hopefully everybody. Yeah. So here's the familiar interface right here. We have these multiple buttons and these suggestions, and so one of the first things that we added this past week is improved suggestions. So if you go, I'm going to go and upload a document. It's a text document. So first of all, you might have noticed the sources get added a little bit better and cleaner here, so you can see, versus being underneath. But this is a podcast transcript about how AI is helping, I forget exactly what this is on. AI is helping fight climate change. Cool. And now we actually have suggestions of what we can create underneath this chat bar. So it's like podcast episode exploring AI and renewable energy, an article about AI-powered environmental monitoring, or an infographic of AI-driven precision agriculture. So these suggestions actually now are influenced also by the source material that you upload here. So if you upload a document, we'll generate the suggestions based on the source material. And if you haven't selected yet a content type you want to create, so an example here is like, hey, I don't know, like, do I want to create a doc? Do I want to create a podcast episode, an image? The suggestions will actually change that. So if I click on an infographic, cool, like it's an image. And if I delete and I go back, it will generate some more suggestions here. And so this was pretty cool, I thought.
Yeah, very nice. It's great to have more personalized suggestions like that.
Exactly. And so if we click on the podcast episode, like this, we want to create a podcast episode on this. So same thing. It'll actually generate some suggestions. Oh, well, it's a little bad. I need to tweak the prompt here. That shouldn't happen. But let's see if I regenerate those. Okay, cool. Here's what you can create: a podcast episode exploring. Oh, it's got laggy, but it should. Let's just wait. If I click on this again. Okay, now we go. Sweet. Okay, podcast episode. An episode about AI's role in green energy for crypto mining, a deep dive into blockchain's potential in AI, and climate data tracking, and an episode about integrating AI. So just at the end of the day, suggestions are better. And hopefully makes it easier for you to decide what you want to create.
Nice.
Another fix, another improvement that came from suggestions on Weekly Wednesday. So one, web search. So web search is now enabled by default. So the agent, Jellypod agent, has web search enabled. So if it decides that the content that you've provided could be enhanced, could be enhanced by external web research. A web search will be used dynamically. It may not be used. Jellypod decides based on your content if it should search for stuff on the web. But if you turn this off and you unselect it, it will never search the web. So if you want to guarantee that the content is always grounded in only your source information, just turn that off here, and you can turn that off on the next page too. So just wanted to give everyone a heads up on that. And then we also have the episode links. So this is something that's been talked about for a while. The only way that we were previously able to do that was actually prompting. You could still do it via prompt if you say, hey, just make it a short episode, 5 minutes, blah, blah, blah. It'll aim to do that. But in this case, we actually give you some suggestions here so you can go short, medium, and long. Yeah, so
Nice.
that's that.
Yeah, no, it's super tight. Like, just, yeah, I like how, like we have all these different learnings, they come together and you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense, you should just have that option there. So, very cool.
Totally, totally.
And then I guess we can just like show the whole episode flow again, because the agentic,
Right,
show off the
totally.
agent.
Let's show this off. And I want to address some comments here. So, okay, so is it the first? Okay, I'll answer this one. Trying to work out cost per minute. Yeah, cost per minute is the same. So it's always going to be the 60 credits per minute. So 1 credit per second of audio. So if you're doing a 10-minute podcast, that'll be 600 credits. Super cheap. For the new credit system, I like to download a raw audio version with no music, then publish with music. Will that cause double consumption as of now? Otherwise, it's nice touch. So download a raw audio. So when you download the raw audio version, that's going to consume credits. Then when you publish with music, so if you're adding music into the timeline, like natively in Jellypod, it's a good. Yeah, that's a good question here. So actually, let me just think about this a little bit more. So right now, yes, if you download it raw audio, that could consume credits. If you added music on the background and then you published, that would consume credits, because they're two different. So we'll get back to you. So yes, right now that will consume twice as many credits, but we'll think about how to do this because in this case, maybe there's a way that we can figure this out, where,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
I mean, it's not, what is the credit deduction per download or publish?
It's just 1 second per credit, 1 credit per second,
Oh, okay. So
just like before when you're generating the audio.
right. So I mean, hopefully, it's a one of those, right? You save if you do a lot of audio regenerations, you save the credits there, but you pay for them in the download cost. So it's a it's a depending on how your workflow is, it can work out either way. But hopefully it evens out and more to your favor, because most people do tinker a lot.
Yeah.
with the script.
Totally. And Noel said, does video cost more? No, video does not cost more. So yeah, awesome. Okay, so that was the big stuff, and some other minor changes before we click on this is like you could just sort your recent chats over here. So if you just want to if you're only creating podcast episodes, you can just filter by what you want to see over here. So just heads up if you want to do that. And yeah, I think this is all the stuff. So right now, this is how AI is helping fight climate change document to my podcast, Crypto Uncovered. So it's a crypto podcast. So let's create this. So cool. So if I go and click generate here. Okay, so generate a podcast episode for the podcast series, blah, blah, blah. Okay, it's starting to think. It's searching the web. So it spun up 4 little sub-agents to go search the web. Pretty quick here. It's going to pull that information into my podcast. Now it's going to generate an outline for me, just like before. And so, yeah, right here, you can kind of just like sit, wait for this. Okay, cool, 6-minute episode. Does the speaker speed tool actually do anything? I'll take a look at that in a second. No, it should. Okay, cool. So we have, okay, great. To shape the outline, I'm aiming for more technical or accessible. We have some suggestions down below. So I'm going to do technical infrastructure. Let's do accessible explainer. and cool. So we get the recommendation, so you can kind of just hopefully click through if you just want to click through. Um, right now it's creating the episode title, it's creating the episode description, it's thinking about the outline that it should generate. Let's see, cool, takes a few seconds. And here's a 2-chapter outline, so cool, because I selected the short, right? Yeah, short, 5 to 7 minutes, so 2 chapters here, because I selected short episode. Episode details. Let me just see. Oh, cool. Took a second there. Blockchain, truth and climate, very cool. The outline looks good. I can go ahead and generate the full script and audio. So cool. So now this is another change here. So previously you generate the script and then it would generate the, you'd review the script and then you generate audio. Most people, like 9 times out of 10, didn't make any changes to the script and just click generate audio. So we decided just to remove that part and we're generating the audio right away. So now, actually, this whole section where we did some improvements, but it writes a script in the background, and so it'll stream some progress down. So it says like starting writing chapter 1 of 2, writing chapter 2 of 2. So you won't see the script stream down like it used to, but nobody was reading it that fast anyway. And then it'll take a few seconds, usually about 30 seconds to 60 seconds, writes the chapters, and then it's going to generate the audio. So usually takes up some time.
And I mean, we could do this because we are not charging you for the audio generation anymore. So I mean, it's not a, it's
Exactly.
good. You can just have that audio right there. And if you don't like some of the stuff, then you can just, tinker with the script and regenerate.
Right. Exactly. So this will just streamline, and we'll get this to be faster as the models improve and everything. So let's see how long this actually is. I feel like this is going to be longer than 6 minutes, just because. Cool, 11 minutes. So we try to make a guess here based on chapter length, and we're going to improve this and refine this. But look, easy, boom, generate the script, got the audio. Took about 60 seconds or so to generate the whole thing. And we're still iterating a little bit on this, but this is kind of how it is.
You're listening to the show. I'm Emily Sinclair, and today we're diving into something that sounds dry, but is absolutely make or break for the climate transition: climate data.
So that's the flow. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. But and then if you want, you can now regenerate. Same as before, you can go to change a word and regenerate that chunk if you want. So there you
Yeah.
go.
So we can just go even this. Today we're diving into something cool. Regenerate that.
Yeah.
Just 11:06.
Yeah, and if you want a bigger change, I mean, you could just chat with the agent and be like, hey, make this even shorter or whatever, right? And
Yeah.
they'll just do it.
Exactly. So that it's very cool. So you can chat over here. Let's just do that. Let's just say like, make it shorter, only the first chapter. And so it's just gonna go. Takes a second to get that. And it just will generate. And yeah, so it writing the script, and it starts writing the chapter 1 of 1. See, it knew. Make it shorter, only the first chapter. And then it'll go from 11 minutes to when it's
Oh, it'll
done.
actually generate the audio again as well, automatically.
Yeah. So it's like so when you're generating the podcast, it's single shot like that. If you want to precisely just make some edits where it's just like you only wanted to make an edit to like a single section, it won't regenerate that audio for you. Just so, because if you're making small fine grain changes, it doesn't make sense to. But yeah, so now it's actually the 6-minute episode that I wanted. And yeah, so like for example, if I just want to say, hey, change the first sentence to only saying hello, this will actually just change this first sentence,
Oh,
and we'll
nice.
have to regenerate this.
That's super cool. Like it's smart enough to know when to just regenerate a small chunk versus the whole thing.
Right. See, look, it just changed it. Hello, and then it'll probably say, "Hey, do you want me to generate the audio for this?" Let's see. Um, we still maybe we need to use a faster model. I get impatient. See, if you like, I can regenerate the audio. Let's do that. Regenerate that opening line audio.
Oh,
So we go
nice.
from 541 to, let's see, it should be a little shorter.
Sick.
531. So
Nice.
it's be like
Hello. And I'm Sarah Whitfield.
there. Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, this was like such a nice flow. You can, as you know, chat as Red Wine and Bruce is saying, like you can just like, read the script, like, and then just chat along, be like, hey, change that, just put all your thoughts, either creatively or in one go. It's-
Right. Totally. Totally. Let's see. Is there some questions? Okay. Does speaker tool actually do you think? I think it should, but maybe there's a bug. Take a check. We'll look at that. Should generate it faster if you go fast. We'll see. The agent really gets a grip in things that have memory in between projects. Not yet. However, it has memory between your podcast episodes. So there's not like a global memory for you. There's no sort of like, yeah. So like if the agent knows what your previous episodes for a podcast were about, but beyond that, there's no like memory. So if you ask it, hey, like every time I want the episode to be like very witty or something, nothing of that sort of nature persists.
Yeah. For now, we're gonna work on this because I do think it's powerful to have that memory, but at least it has the knowledge. So I guess you can refer to previous episodes when you're chatting with
Right.
it. But
Right.
no,
Totally.
it did get shorter, so I think it is working. I mean, that's
Yeah. Let's see.
When people hear climate data,
Yeah, the it's finicky, but I'll take a look, Noel, at this because I did see somebody else say something around block speed and not actually generating faster. I don't know if it's a model issue or if it's just. So we'll take a look for sure. And then Ryan, or this should actually save a bit of time so I can hear the script at the same time. Exactly, like that was the big thing. Like most people weren't actually reading the script. Maybe they read it for like the first sentence and they're like, just generate audio, and I listen to it. And then if I hear something that's wrong, then I go back and make an edit. So, yeah, like that's kind of, that was our reason for doing this. And then I'm just generating the slides here if you haven't seen them. So
Yeah.
for Magic Video.
we revamped those two, so that hopefully
Right.
you like them and get some use out of them. Make a proper presentation.
Totally, totally. We'll be improving on these soon too. This usually takes 36 seconds. And then, yeah, but at the end, when you're done, you download the video, download the audio. This one, 530. Won't be that many credits, pretty cheap. And then, yeah, so you can just see.
hello. And I'm Sarah Whitfield. When people hear climate data,
Yeah, so you can just like zoom through. Boom. So cool.
hello.
That's Magic Video. We regenerate the slides, add a slide, edit the current slide, and as always, expand the timeline to get some more precise sort of adjustments here.
Nice.
Yeah. I want to think if there was anything else added. There were some just minor quality of life things that we heard and improving, but like there are some bugs, like if you upload an image to this fixed, and yeah, so.
Yeah, yeah, and please give us feedback if you, as you're editing and playing around, if there's something that bugs you, annoys you, or you have ideas on how it could be improved, let us know. You know, this is something we're constantly iterating on.
Totally. I'm going to leave feedback right here. So I saw an issue where the podcast agent said it could generate audio when it already had audio generated. So
Mm,
that goes into our Slack right now. Boom. So yeah. Any update on adding our own photos and videos to the timeline? Any- So not yet, but soon.
yeah, I mean, you can add. Where is the media, the uploader? It's, these are slides. Oh, where's the music? Yeah, I guess for now it's just music, but
Yeah, so like we'll have in the near future, like one of the things is like just be able to add right here, like a
Yeah.
image and drop it onto the timeline. We're tracking that, it's in our roadmap, but we're
Yeah.
not doing that right now. But yeah,
yeah.
sweet. I think that's probably everything. Yeah, I want to say that's probably everything.
Yeah, well, this is great. So yeah, please play around with it. Let us know what you think. And
Yeah,
we have
any,
the other one. We have this is just broadcast. We also have documents and images and hopefully
Right.
more stuff coming soon as well. So yeah, play around with those artifacts as well.
totally, totally, yeah, so, yep, export to PowerPoint would be cool, totally. Yeah, so, yeah, just stay tuned on that one. Um, so, docs here, if you haven't done it, images also, like, if you haven't checked out our images,
Ooh, nice.
please do so. So here's some
Dogs, cats, and bananas, like the team.
Dogs, cats, and bananas. Yeah. And so, yeah, if you just go and click on like a chat, you can kind of just go and chat and stuff. So it's cool over here too. Yeah, I think that's probably everything. So if anyone has any questions or feedback, please let us know. Share this with your friends. We have this referral program too, so if you know somebody that should be on Jellypod creating podcasts or docs or images with consistency, share. So it helps us, and yeah, helps you guys. But cool. I mean, on that note, 10:30 on the dot. We will see everybody next week, and hopefully with a bunch more features.
Yeah. All right. Take care, guys.
Cool.